Hello, hello. Happy almost New Year. You can see it's still outside. There's still light, so it's late afternoon for me, but the 31st of December, so it will be New Year soon. So I thought it's the perfect time to talk about New Year resolutions, which, to be honest, I don't really believe in. I feel like if you want to do something, just do it. Don't wait for tomorrow or a specific day or whatever, because there's never a perfect situation or anything, and so might as well start going to the gym at 31st of December like no one ever. But that's just one part. So I want to talk about nutrition and getting up early and working out or like exercise because those are three things that I feel like are very popular in terms of resolutions and three things I feel like I've been extremely quote unquote disciplined on in the past. And so I want to share a little bit how I did it because people always said to me, "Oh my God, you're so disciplined," or "It's crazy how you do this." And I always thought about myself of being indisciplined. I just thought that I have a smart way of approaching it, and so maybe it helps you. First of all, you need to think very clearly about what you want and why you want it. That is very important. So why I say this is a little example for the sleeping. If you sit down and you think about it, you kind of have an idea, or you think, or you know what is the rational or the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do. For example, like, do you want to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning and want to be productive, or do you want to sleep in until 10 and then feel guilty or whatever? I'm not saying sleeping in is bad or anything. I'm just saying figure out for yourself what you want first because that's the one of the key points. If you don't want to get up early, you don't have to. No one tells you you have to do it. But think about it, why you want it, or if you want it. Because decisions like these, you have to make them and then you don't question them, or at least that's how I did it. So it's like in the morning when the alarm rings and you feel tired, it's cold outside of the bed, blah, blah. Of course, you will think like, oh, maybe I should sleep a little bit longer. Maybe I snooze a little bit, right? But that's exactly the problem. Think about first what do you want, and then in the situation just don't think at all. I feel like that's kind of what I'm trying to tell. It's like if you're not disciplined or lazy or whatever, just don't think, just try to do it. I know it sounds a little bit silly, but that's just it. So for example, you say I want to get up at 6 a.m. every single day. Doesn't matter if it's weekend, doesn't matter if it's Christmas, whatever, no exceptions. That's the other thing because if there's no rules and no exceptions, you don't have to rethink. Otherwise, you think every single morning, is this morning a morning that I get up or not? But you don't do any of this. You just say, I get up at 6 in the morning because I want to, because I feel like it's very healthy, because I feel like I can get a lot of things done. I will have a good sleep schedule. I will be able to fall asleep as well on time, blah, blah, blah. All these advantages that you, for yourself, think you want. And then you set the alarm at 6. You make it very hard for yourself to not cheat, so you put your alarm either away from bed. You don't have any snoozes on or whatever, and then when you wake up in the morning, you literally program yourself to like get up within half a second or 1 second. I think I saw like one psychologist or something talk about that the brain needs a few seconds, like, and I feel like that is true. In the morning, you need a few seconds until you realize, I'm tired, I my body hurts, blah 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 blah. But if you literally get up within 0.5 seconds, I don't feel like you have time to even think about that you are lazy or cold, and then you're already up, and then just don't go back to bed. Obviously, same thing is for nutrition. By the way, the waking up thing, I like this. I did it for over a year. I woke up at 5 a.m. every single day, every single weekend, even on 1st of January, and it was pretty easy for over a year. And nowadays, I cannot do that at all anymore because at some point I stopped with this rule and then I started thinking every morning. I was like, oh, okay, it's weekend. I can sleep in a little bit. And then, oh, this day I have work 1 hour later. I can sleep in longer, blah, blah, blah. And then in the end, it just gets really messy. And it's so, so, so much more difficult because you need to think and go through that initial barrier of I'm disciplined, I'm pushing through despite not wanting to wake up, I still do it. So it's like, 100 times more difficult, and then I feel like it actually requires discipline, and that's why I feel like I can't do it. I can do it either at all. Same with other things as well. The only reason why I was able to do it is because I wasn't thinking about it, and I didn't leave myself any options. And same with nutrition. I remember that I was also kind of forced because I was physically very unwell, and I did not eat processed sugar also for over a year, and I did the same thing. There's no exceptions, no anything. I just thought about really well what I want or what I don't want, or I had a kind of like a doctor telling me don't do that, which helps obviously, but the approach is the same. And then just stick to it. And then every single day, even if you're at work and someone offers you free candy, free chocolate, anything, it doesn't matter. You're in that situation, you don't think about, should I eat candy today? You just say no instantly. You program yourself to think no, and then you just stick with it, right? That's how you make habits. And same is with the gym. You think about when does it fit to go, like which weekdays, what is handy, blah 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 blah, and then you just go. You don't wake up and you're like, do they have energy? Do they have don't have energy? And you think about it throughout the day, and you decide to go or not to go 5 times throughout the day. And then even you're like, maybe actually my knee hurts and I don't do it, blah, 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 blah. You say, or you even put in your calendar, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I go at 5 p.m. And unless there's like a hurricane making it impossible for you to go, you will be there at 5 p.m. Doesn't matter how you feel, whatever. And then, I mean, usually starting is the most difficult point, and then you just do your thing, and it will get easier after the initial point, right? That's the thing about creating habits is this might not be easy in the beginning, but I feel like after a few weeks, like I think usually people say approximately 30 to 40 days, all these things will just be natural and you won't even actually think about it. Yesterday in bed, I had the same thought. It's like, oh, if you try to leave something out in terms of nutrition. You're like, I don't want to eat unhealthy and this and blah blah blah. People who have been like deadly allergic to, for example, peanuts ever since they were born, they do not think about, would I like to eat a Snickers 5 times every single day and then it's like draining and takes energy. No, they never think about it. They know if I eat one peanut, I'm gonna end up in the hospital or I die. So they never think about it, and so they don't require discipline to stay with it. Right. It's just yes or no. It's very black and white, and but I feel like that can be very helpful if you struggle doing any sort of these things. So I don't know. I would guess it's applicable to any field of like anything you want to do. It's just important that you want it because otherwise, then the questioning will start. But if you think about it rationally for a while and just list all the positive things, and you're like, yes, I want to do this and no excuses, boom, and that's fine. And then after like a month or two, it will just happen automatically as well, and it will require even less discipline. And then I guess, at some point, maybe you can start being more flexible. That is only possible after a long time, or maybe not. Honestly, maybe just stay with the grind. And yeah, that's what I wanted to share. I'm kind of passionate about this, so I can go into more details. If you want a little bit extra info, one book I can recommend is called Atomic Habits. It's like extremely popular, but that thing has some good advice in terms of creating habits. And the other thing is, spoiler ahead, I'm not saying do these things because you should. And I'm not saying do these things because it makes your life better or you're gonna be happier. Not at all. It's something that you can think about for yourself and decide what you want, and then maybe try it out and then see how it goes. Because, for example, I feel like, just for it in terms of nutrition, at some point I was not able to enjoy sweets or anything anymore because I was so stuck in this very stubborn thought of like, I do this and this and this, and I just eat chicken, broccoli, rice every single day. But then at some point, I was like, maybe also I kind of want to enjoy life and enjoy tasty things. And so, like, at some points, it's about balance, right? But I feel like if you struggle with it and you're like not balanced, you're like doing things negatively, might as well go a little bit too far in the other way because it doesn't like because it's just way easier. And then after half a year, see how you feel, and then decide what you want because you will probably feel a lot better, and you will find that there's even more advantages of doing things like getting up regularly, eating healthy, and so on. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful new year. Drink or not, get up early or not, do as you please, and I'll hopefully see you next year with some more updates and things. Bye bye.